Good afternoon, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. And we'll set your probable cause. This simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already, pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, I have 2 assistant state attorneys in the courtroom with me this afternoon. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Very good. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Enrico Rossi.
Over here.
Mr. Rossi, what's your date of birth?
Yes, sir. October 30, 1943.
Mr. Rossi, you have 2 counts of sexual battery by a person in familial or custodial authority. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Yes.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
No prior record, Your Honor. He has just recently moved down here from Massachusetts and is originally from Italy.
Okay.
We asked for a GPS as a condition of bond and a high bond to go with it, and no contact with the victim, obviously.
All right. And Mr. Rossi, I had an address for you on Lawrence Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Correct.
How long have you lived there?
1.5 years, since June 25th, 2018, last year.
Okay. Are you working these days?
No, I'm retired. I'm 76.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $25,000 on each count. That's a total of $50,000. Condition of that bond is that you have no contact with the alleged victim. You'll have no contact with anyone under the age of 18. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't go where that person lives or goes to school. You don't have any contact of any kind. You don't contact them through social media. Any way that you might imagine contacting them, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and you're out, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. In addition, if you are able to bond out, you will be subject to GPS monitoring at your expense. Let's see. And we'll have you back in court then on the 30th of December. If you're able to bond out, you need to go see the public defender right away. If you can't get out, the public defender will come see you at the jail before you go to court again, all right?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll finish that. And Michael Chapman. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/15/83.
Sir, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Heineman. You found probable cause for one count of violation of sex offender registration requirements. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender at this moment.
I'll appoint the public defender, State.
See, there was a dropped burglary of a dwelling in 2005, and then the reason we're here today, there's a lewd and lascivious sex bat, victim between 12 and 15 in 2005. He did 2 years on that, had a probation violation in 2009, and there are no other violations.
And Michael, you're working these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Landscaping.
Set your bond at $10,000. If you're able to bond out, you'll also be subject to GPS monitoring at your expense. I'll have you back in court on the 30th of December. If you get out, it's very important that you contact the PD right away. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail before you go to court, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
That concludes my business, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Church, you may be excused.
Thank you very much.
All right. Joni Brown. Good afternoon, Ms. Brown. What's your date of birth?
8579.
Brown, I have 3 charges today: carrying a concealed firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, operating an unregistered motor vehicle. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
There's nothing out of Florida, but out of Tennessee we have from 2014 a violation of probation, so a couple of those, and then 2013 a possession of marijuana and leaving the scene of an accident. 2013 there was also a DUI.
And young lady, I have an address now on Orchard Parkway in Ridge Manor. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
2 years?
Do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
3 months?
I'll set the bond on the firearm at $1,000, $500 on each of the other 3 misdemeanors. So that's a total of $2,500. You're going to be back in court on December 30th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Jennifer Hull. Afternoon, Jennifer. What's your date of birth?
5/25/89.
Jennifer, you're here on a writ of bodily attachment. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support. They set a cash purge of $927. Do you have that much money, Jennifer?
No, I do not. I just got extradited here from Tennessee on a felony charge.
I see that. Did you have a job in Tennessee?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Is that job gone away because of being sent down here?
No, I transferred.
Okay. And what were you doing for work?
I'm a manager of Texas Roadhouse.
Okay. Is there any amount of money, Jennifer, that you could get to the jail or have somebody bring to the jail if it meant getting you out of jail today?
The most I have in my bank is $50 right now.
Okay. Find you in contempt for not paying child support. The sanction of that contempt is 10 days in the county jail starting today, or until you have somebody bring $50 cash to the jail. So as soon as $50 shows up, then you can get out of jail. This problem doesn't go away when you pay the $50. You need to contact the child support enforcement folks, see if you can find some way to clear this up. If you don't clear it up, then somewhere down the road, they'll start the process over again. You'll get arrested again, okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Summer Oliver. Afternoon, Summer. What's your date of birth?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. 3/15/77.
Summer, you're also here on a writ of bodily attachment. In your case, they determined that the amount of child support to be paid is $3,660. Do you have that money, Summer?
No, sir, I do not.
Are you working these days?
I transferred from Kentucky to come back down here I work for Pilot Oil, so yes, sir, I can leave. I do have a job, and my family has made contact with child support enforcement and are effectively trying to get a motion before the court. So
Okay.
because
Okay,
this is
good.
an old case.
So, Summer,
Yes,
is there
sir.
an amount of money we can get to the jail today if it means getting out of jail?
As far as cash, probably $50-100. I have a debit card in my possession if they take
Okay.
that, but
All right, I will.
I'm not-
I'll find
Sure.
you're in contempt for fail to pay child support. Sanction for that contempt is 10 days in the county jail starting today, or until you get $50 cash to the jail. Obviously, it sounds like you guys are already working on the problem to get it
Yes,
cleared
sir.
up, and you heard me explain that earlier. That's what you got to do.
I did.
So $50 cash gets you out, and then keep working on that problem. Okay.
you got it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anthony Casiello. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/8/90.
Anthony charges, it's attempted burglary. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel, would you like the public defender?
PD, sir.
I'll point to PD, state.
Yes, Judge. It looks like he was just released from prison back in possibly June or July. That was on a criminal mischief, battery second offense from 2018. Then he was released from prison in November of 2017 on a battery second offense from 2016. Another battery second offense from 2016. 2016, possession of paraphernalia. 2015, resisting an officer without violence. 2015, battery second or subsequent offense. He was released from prison in April of 2014, and that looks like that was for another battery second offense, criminal mischief. Another battery second offense from 2012. Battery from 2012, a robbery by sudden snatching and driving on a suspended license from 2011. From 2011, another battery, petty theft, possession of a controlled substance, petty theft. Those were from 2010.
That's probably good. Anthony, I've got an address for you on Darby Lane in Brooksville. Is that where you live now?
Yes, sir.
How long you been
I'm just
there?
trying to get a bond reduction today, sir.
What's that?
I'm trying to get a bond reduction from the $5,000. They gave me a $5,000 bond yesterday. I was trying to get a bond reduction. If you could.
Okay, you have to back off the microphone a little and say it again.
Okay, I'm trying to get a bond reduction.
Yes, I know. That's what this is all about.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm sorry, how long have you been in Darby Lane?
I've been in Darby Lane for about 6 months now, sir.
All right. And are you working these days?
I was about to get a job at McDonald's, sir.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $2,000. So I'll have you back in court on the 30th of December. Very important that you see the PD when you get out, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
God bless, sir. Have a good Thanksgiving. Christmas.
Kenneth Harbaugh. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/9/93.
I got 3 warrants for you. The first one is one that I signed. I found probable cause for a grand theft auto. The second one was signed by Judge Scaglione. He found probable cause for a grand theft auto. And the third one was signed by Judge Angelitis, who also found probable cause for a grand theft auto. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD state.
Yes, it looks like he is pending a grand theft of a motor vehicle out of Pasco County. There's also possession of marijuana. Those occurred back in May. In 2018, there was a resisting without violence, leaving the scene of an accident, driving on a suspended license, grand theft. Possession of marijuana. And that was from 2018. Then in 2018, there was a failure to appear. In 2017, grand theft. 2017, driving on a suspended license. 2017, violation of probation on a grand theft. From 2016, a battery, burglary of a conveyance. From 2015, a 2014 failure to register a motor vehicle. Then from Georgia in 2017, there's a theft by receiving stolen property. There's no disposition. It looks like it might still be pending.
Okay. All right. And Ken, I got an address for you on Roosevelt Avenue in Town. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
4 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. I'll set the bond at $2,000 on all three for a total of $6,000. I'll have you back in court on the 30th of December. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD. If you can't get out, because it looks like there's a hold at Pasco, then make sure they'll come see you before you go to court, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Kenneth Mathis. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
3/10/60.
And I got 3 charges, possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD state.
Yes, Judge. Looks like he was in prison in 2018. Looks like he might have been released around March or April of 2019. There was a violation of probation with possession of paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance. Those were from 2018. In 2018, there was also a failure to appear, false statement to obtain unemployment benefits. Those came in 2017. 2016 DUI. 2016 criminal mischief. He was in prison from 2005 to 2007. There was a failure to appear in 2005. There was a child abuse or battery from 2004, violation of probation. And keep going back
Okay.
into the 80s and 90s.
Okay. Ken, I got an address for you on Campbell Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
4 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
I take care of my sister-in-law and brother-in-law.
Okay. Leave the bond on the meth at $2,000, on the paraphernalia and the suspended license at $500 each. That's a total of $3,000. You'll be back in court on the 30th of December. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail. Thank you. Scott, Mom? Afternoon, Scott. Date of birth?
5/26/69.
All right, Scott, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Toner. Apparently he thinks you failed to appear in court on 4 charges. 2, assault on a law enforcement officer, a resisting with violence, and a disorderly intox. Did you have a lawyer on those cases, Scott?
Yes, I do.
Is it private or PD?
PD.
Okay. I'll continue the appointment of the public defender. The bonds on this are $2,000, $4,000, $4,000, and $2,000 respectively, for a total of $12,000. I can't change those. I am going to have you back December 6th, which is Friday, right?
Yes.
You'll be back in front of Judge Toner on Friday at 8:30 in the morning. If you bond out, contact the PD right away. Otherwise, you'll be in court on Friday, all right?
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thanks, Scott. Randall Mullins. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
14-3.
All right, Randall, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently, you failed to appear in front of him on a charge of possession of controlled substance. Did you have a lawyer on that charge, Randall?
No, sir, I have public defender.
Public defender?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll continue the appointment of the public defender. He set your bond at $10,000. I can't change that. I will change your date. I'll have you back on the 23rd of December. So if you bond out, you should go see the PD right away. If you can't bond out, you'll be back in court on the 23rd, and the PD will come see you before that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Joshua Spade. Joshua, what's your date of birth?
October 26, 1994.
Joshua, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Heinemann. He found probable cause for one count of burglary with a battery being domestic in nature. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
I have a private counsel for that.
Very good. And state, what can you tell me?
It looks like in November of this year, he had a petty theft. I don't have the disposition on that, but that was out of Hernando County. 2017, a traffic offense DUI. 2014, failure to appear. Failure to appear in 2014 again. And then in 2012, trespass, possession of alcohol by an underage person, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Those do not have dispositions on them.
And Josh, I have an address for you on Jason Road. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
Since March of this year, so 9 months now.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
Construction.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $5,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Miss Burns. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes, sir. Now, about getting my belongings from the house, I was told there'd be like a period where I could go do that.
Okay.
That's what the arresting officer told me.
Yeah. Because were you living with her? That Jason address is her address?
Yeah, we both signed a lease. So.
Okay. You can go by one time to collect some things. And you're not going to get a lot of time. It's not about moving out, but you can go by once. You've got to contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy to get what you need while this charge is pending, but they're not going to stand around for a couple hours while you move out furniture or anything like that, okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. I'll have you back in court on the 30th of December. When you speak to your lawyer, make sure you tell him about that date, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Stephen Spar.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Sir, what's your date of birth?
4/29/88, sir.
Stephen, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for 3 counts: ag battery, domestic battery by strangulation, and criminal mischief. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll point the PD. State.
Judge, from October, it looks like he had a fleeing to elude and is driving on a suspended license out of Sumter County. In 2018, battery, second offense, criminal mischief, and trespass. Those don't have dispositions on them. Those were also out of Sumter County. In 2018, there was a trespass and criminal mischief. and battery second offense. He was in prison from 2016 for a sentence of 18 months. He had a written threat to kill, criminal mischief felony from 2016. And it looks like right before that he was in custody in DOC in September of 2015. And in October of 2013, he was admitted into DOC. In 2012, grant theft of statutory property, possession of paraphernalia, burglary of conveyance, battery second offense, another battery second offense from 2012, 2012 violation of probation, driving on a suspended license, 2011 possession of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance. 2010 there was a admission into DOC. 2009 violation of probation, possession of marijuana, possession of cocaine.
That's very good. Stephen, I have an address for you on Lake Lindsay Road in Nobleton. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
My whole life, sir.
All right. You got a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do?
I'm an irrigation technician for controlling the nursery.
Right, gotcha. Okay. On the ag bat and the back strangulation, I'm going to set the bond at $5,000 each count, $1,000 on the criminal mischief. Condition of the bonds is that you have no contact with Miss Johnson. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You'll be back in court on the 30th of December. If you get out, it's very important that you contact the public defender right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jill, you got anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.